Welcome back to Run the Layers. I'm your host, Creative Bobby, and on this episode, I want to talk to you about the importance of concept discovery through sketching. Sketching is an absolute must. This pencil and paper record of all your ideas is a visual record of the evolution of design thinking. Concept discovery is such an important stage of your development. You avoid a lot of future frustration if you put all of your work into your sketchbook as soon as possible. You can use like a regular blank piece of paper. You can use an actual pro art sketchbook. You can use what I have used the most, which is graph composition book. Now, I use a graph composition book mainly because I like using the grid in the Illustrator, having things snap to the grid. So pages in my sketchbook look a lot like this, most of them. So as you can see, like I'm using the slope. So I use this kind of paper so that I can know, okay, I can go down to over 3 or whatever to make the shape that I want. So then making it this way, like drawing in this paper, makes it easier for me to translate it to the Illustrator grid in Adobe. So I can make sure that what I want here is translated onto what I want on the computer. I think of this as my playbook because all the concepts that are in here, you never know like what idea you may have had for one project might be perfect for a future project. So it's good to have this history of your work and the history of your ideas so you possibly could use it in the future, And also it helps you to see before you go in there, kind of see if something is even feasible or not. Because it's one thing to have the idea, it's another thing to get it on pencil and paper, and then even another idea to actually execute it in whatever design program you use. So for example, I designed this. Let's see if I can, yeah, there it is. I designed this for a gamer friend of mine. So it was cool to kind of get the idea out on paper so that I could translate it into this. Get all the good and the bad ideas out. Put them all on the paper. If you think of it, put it down, because you never know, a part of a bad idea combined with a part of another bad idea might combine to make a great idea. So get all the possible ways you can translate what you're trying to translate into something worthwhile. Get all the ideas that pop into your head and then look them all over, and you'll be able to pick from those various concepts and construct something that's worthwhile. Through this process, be patient with yourself and enjoy the freedom, because it's much easier to, sketch, erase on pencil and paper than it is to try to come up with whole concepts and try things out, trial and error in Illustrator, because it's a lot more arduous task to try to do it on the computer when you can just do it on your pencil and paper right there. Sketch it out. The sketch doesn't have to be super detailed depending on what you're working on, but at least you'll have that, and just allow the sketchbook, allow that piece of paper, allow that blank canvas to be your playground. And then at the end, you'll have something that you can construct in Illustrator. You could also take the time, still on pencil and paper, once you have a concept that you like, figure out how you would actually construct that in Illustrator, because a lot of the logos that you see are constructed from simple shapes. So how can you use the simple shapes and then good buddy divide objects below? I did a video about that. And figure out how you're going to construct it. Kind of get your game plan on that pencil and paper. So then once you open that Illustrator program, you'll know exactly what you're trying to do, and you'll even know how exactly you're trying to do it. Well, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and spread the word about what we do here. Let me know in the comment section down below, what's your process? How do you go about planning your projects? And be sure, as always, to teach as you learn and inspire as you do. See you next time.